All right, you saw the title of this video. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack from this, but let's go. I don't care. We need to talk about this. Now, I've been planning on talking about this for a long time, actually. I don't want to make my channel really about rebuking certain things. I just want to, be positive and speak about evangelism, how to share the gospel, and really easy ways to equip the church and get people passionate and encouraged and all that good stuff. But I just see this way too much, and it needs to be talked about. Once in a while, I do need to talk about how not to share the gospel, how not to use God's name. And this frustrates me a lot. I actually made a post about this before on my Facebook for those who follow me on there. Not much else boils my blood as much as stuff like this. Now, you saw the title of this video. You've probably seen this before. Now, if you guys are ready to say something negative, just give me a chance to speak on this for a little bit. When you come against something that you like, and this is true for just anything in life, you come against, a football team, a movie, some kind of thing that you like, a hobby, whatever it is, you're going to make a lot of people mad who hold dear to those things. But this is a serious thing. And I know a lot of people might be into this. If you follow Todd White, I don't know if it started with him, but he's kind of the one that popularized this, I guess, in, the last decade or so, however long it's been. So the leg growing trick. Now, and you see this come and go. Like Todd White's been doing it for a while. I think he stopped for a while, and then I think he did it again a couple more times. And sometimes I see other people do this like I did tonight. And that's what got me fired up to talk about this. And it needs to be talked about. The leg growing trick. So what it is, well, let me just show you the video I watched tonight. So just give me one moment here. I won't show the whole thing, but... And by the way, when you are overcome with emotion, it's a lot more easier to be manipulated. So a lot of times, and you might have seen this on the American Gospel movie, I think they slow down footage of Todd White doing it and showing how it's manipulated. Like this guy's using his hands right here, but you can actually do this trick without using your hands. Now, a lot of people, when they expose this, they do not tell you, at least what I have seen so far, they won't tell you what I'm going to tell you tonight. I actually have a video talking about this in more detail than I'm going to go into tonight on my Pursuing 222 YouTube channel. I'll put the link down below. I actually go in great depth with it. It's been a few years since I put this video out. And there's like two parts in that video where for some reason the audio cuts out. I hope there's not like a smear on the camera. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know if that's the right camera lens I'm filming off of, but there's a little smear on it. The audio cuts out a couple of times. During one of them, you can still hear it if you turn the volume way up, but the other one, you just have to fast forward until you can get through it. But I'm going to give you some of the things that I talk about in there and what I feel isn't talked about when people do expose this. Now, you saw it. People... Oh, and by the way, I should mention this too. I used to do this. So I speak with a little bit of authority on this matter. Now, I repented of it. And, well, I don't know if I want to get into that story. I think I do get into that story on my other video that I will share down below. But I have done this before. So I do know a little bit more about this than just someone who's watching it on a YouTube video. Now, here, okay, so I'm sitting down right now. Got my bench right here. I'm going to sit down, put my butt down right there, and put my legs out. See, I don't know how well you can see that. You see, it's mismatched. Uh-oh, now it's really mismatched. Okay, I'm gonna stand back up, move my legs a little bit, and plop back down. Let's see what happens. Huh, it's a little bit different. Oh, wait a second, how am I doing that? Guys, the key thing to know about this is that it is all in the hips. Say it with me. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. It's kind of a play on a certain movie from the 90s that you might be familiar with. Guys, this is an old party trick. It's an old magician's trick. It's a street magic trick from way back when. You can do it as a party trick. You can do it in Gandalf's name. Do not do it in Jesus' name, because you are blaspheming God. And that's why I take this seriously. Do not use this trick to try to lead sinners to Christ, and when I see people do this, they don't even give the gospel. It's like, oh, you have a mismatch of leg. Everybody has a mismatch of legs, apparently. Let me back up a little bit. There's more to say about this. Now, I try telling people who are head over heels about this trick. All you have to do is sit down, extend your legs just like I just did, and you're going to see a certain amount of mismatch, or maybe it will be, equal, but it's very, very easy. You just saw it. It's very easy to manipulate. Every time you sit down, there's going to be a certain level of mismatch, and see how easy it is to manipulate it. Now, you've seen in the video, the guy was, holding on to the heel, and there's ways you can manipulate the shoe. When you're overcome with emotion, you can easily have the person move their leg without even noticing it, or move their hip. Very easy. I think that's how the trick works. Like when you're not doing it in Jesus' name, you're just doing it as a party trick. I think there's a little bit of a psychosomatic thing going on there where the person doesn't even realize that their hip is moving. Now, sadly, this poor boy is going to go home all excited, all filled with emotion and whatnot. Go home, he's going to be like, wow, I can't believe, this person healed my leg in Jesus' name. God healed me. He's going to go like that. He's like, oh, wait a second. And he's going to be disillusioned. And how many people have been disillusioned that way? I would love to see this happen on the street somewhere and then pull them aside immediately and be like, okay, sit back down. I'm going to show you something. And there you go. And expose the con men for what they are. I'm going to pull up, because I shared this video on my Facebook, and I made some notes that I don't want to forget anything. I mean, there's a lot to this. I do share it in that one video. But, so for instance, you can see that this guy is manipulating the legs, and that's what you often do see. But you can do this without even touching the leg. You don't see that as much, but it's possible. That's how I used to do it, or how I've done it that one time. So on the hips, and it literally takes 3 seconds to debunk this, like I said. But here's the thing. It's really hard. I know people who do this. It's really hard to get them to take 3 seconds and just prove me wrong. Just entertain me. Sit down right now, extend your legs out, and do this little test. No, they get really mad. They get really angry with you because they don't want to be exposed. Now, a lot of times people will do this trick because someone has back pain. And that, a lot of people have back pain. It's a very common thing. So then they assume, maybe it's a mismatched leg thing. I'll tell you what, the reason why people do this is because it works, and they need the theatrics. And that's it. That's why they do this. It's as simple as that. Why not just heal the back pain? Why do you need the theatrics? Because they do need the theatrics, because that's what works. And it's all psychosomatic, it's all fake, it's all connery. By the way, my wife has a friend who is a nurse, and she's worked in different hospitals in Green Bay. She's worked on Packer players. She knows a thing or two. I asked her about this one time, and you have to, again, check out that video because I actually read her exact response. I'm just going to go off of memory. I asked her about this, and she basically said, well, first of all, you as someone on the street have no business diagnosing someone with a rare condition where you actually do have a legit problem with mismatched legs. Now, these con men like to make you think that everybody has mismatched legs because the trick works. No, not everybody has this. It's a pretty rare thing. But most importantly, you cannot diagnose it that way. You can't just have someone sit down, and I asked her, no, that is not how you diagnose it, by having someone sit down and doing this. Hello, look what I'm doing right now. And by the way, you can also manipulate it by moving your legs side to side. There's all kinds of tricks, but mostly it's all on the hips. I mean, look at that. I can really manipulate it very, very easily. You can do it too. Guys, if you're sitting down and you have a problem, with me coming against this, sit down right now and just do that simple test. Or get up, you know, jog in place and sit back down, slouch down real quick, it's going to be different most of the time. I mean, if you get lucky and you sit down and it's exactly the same, that could happen too, but just move your hips. It's very simple. It's very rare that you're going to sit down perfectly and get it the same every time. So, yeah, she said that, that you can't, no, that's not how you diagnose it. So, you're going to have some, huckster tell you, oh, you have mismatched legs, and they're going to, that's an authoritative voice. Again, it's normal. Normal. Do you understand that word? Normal. To be able to sit down and have a little bit of difference. That is normal. So, yeah, move your hips, super duper easy. Anyone can do it. Talk to any doctor. Some dumbo on the street can't diagnose mismatched legs simply by sitting down and standing or by stretching your legs out. It's not really that common of a thing. And again, if the person has back pain and you're into the healing thing, why can't you just heal the actual back pain or the actual more serious issue? It's so easy to do something that can appear psychosomatic. Why can't you heal something more important than that? It's always these little things that you can easily be tricked into. I'm not saying that God doesn't heal. Please don't misunderstand me. But, this just makes a mockery of the gospel, makes a mockery of Christ, blaspheming his name, using his name in this. If you want to do this as a party trick and impress your friends, by all means, go ahead. But it's a party trick. You do not use Jesus' name in that. Yeah, I was going to say that even if you were healed of this, thing that's very uncommon, you're still going to go home and you're going to sit down, plop right down and be like, oh, hey, that's odd. Because it's normal. Again. So, I feel like there's a bunch of stuff I'm forgetting to say. I know I left some comments underneath that video. If you want to leave some comments under that video, it's Maria Sanders. I don't know who that is. I do have some mutual friends. Not saying that the people who are mutual friends with her are like legit believing in the stuff that she posts. I don't know this person, but if you want to say some stuff underneath that video, go right for it. I know I did. I even posted a video showing my legs, easily you can manipulate it with your hips. Oh man, this just drives me crazy, guys. We need to treat, have more honor for the Lord than that. Not just willy-nilly just throw whatever against the wall and see what sticks to try and woo people over to our side, to the gospel, and, get them all emotional or emotionally whipped up into a frenzy. That's not how we do it. And obviously, I'm not saying that you can't have emotion. I mean, that's a very real part of who we are, how we were created. But you can see when people are just saying a bunch of words, like that one guy in that video. I didn't even show you the whole video. It's just, he's just saying a bunch of words, getting them all, emotional up. I know that's not really a word, but that's the only thing that comes to my mind right now. But we need to expose this stuff, because this person has like how many views on this thing? Almost 3,000 likes, 630 shares. I'm not sure if it says how many views. I thought it did before, but I can't find it right now. But, if you got 630 shares, 3,000 likes, not everybody, hits the like button or, whatever emoji you want to put in there. Put the angry one in there, because I am angry. Yeah, it's not going to say how much is on there. But it's been a long time coming. I've wanted to talk about this for a long time. Guys, don't fool around with this stuff. Give the real gospel to people. That's what they need. And if you want to pray for someone's healing, then sure, go ahead, by all means. I'm not coming against that. But do not use trickery to get them there. And a lot of times these con men don't even go to the gospel. They just say a bunch of feel-good mumble-jumble stuff that's not going to save their soul. It's not talking about the real Jesus. So, yeah, I feel like there's probably a lot more things that I'm leaving on the table. But again, there's a lot of exposing videos on this out there. But I haven't seen anybody talk about just the issue with the hips, where all you have to do is just, again, move your hips, guys. Sit down right now and look at that. See how much mismatch I can go. I mean, it's pretty mismatch. I'm just sitting normally here, and you won't be able to know, probably, just by looking at me, you know, sitting down as I am on this bench. But it's really, really easy. I'm not bending my knees or anything. It's kind of hard to tell, but I'm just moving my hips. And it's easier on just like regular table chair. You know, this thing's a little bit kind of harder to manipulate my hips, but on the regular seat, I'll go in here in this bar stool. I had it set up before to make the other video. It's a lot easier on here. But yeah, really, really easy. Anyway, guys, plan on probably releasing a couple more videos, even just tonight. But I hope that you check this out. And again, guys, if you are into the leg healing thing, the leg growing thing, please consider this. I mean, it deserves our utmost attention. Not to be flippant about this. Don't just accept something because you really like this healing movement. You need to have a critical eye, because there are a lot of hucksters out there. There are a lot of false Christs out there, even. The Bible does speak about this, and we need to expose these things because the Bible talks about it. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times people have all these excuses. Oh, so you're against healing, or, you know, all kinds of just crazy things. But they don't know that they're being duped. In fact, they don't want to know. Like I said, I have friends who actually do this, even to this day. And I tried talking to them about this, and they will not do the simple trick that I just showed you with the hips. They will not do it. It takes 3 seconds. But, you know, people want to remain blind. They want to remain unrepentant, sorry. They don't want to take this seriously. And it's a serious thing to fall into the hands of an angry God. You do not want to do that by blaspheming his name willingly, you know, without even taking any sort of care whatsoever. So again, this gets me fired up. I was worse before, trust me. But yeah, I got some other stuff to do. I'm going to try to get some other videos out tonight, maybe. I don't know. It's getting kind of late now, but yeah, let me know what you think down below. And I will put that video that I did a few years ago. So check that out if you want to. It's a bit longer, probably. How much am I going right now? I think the other one's still longer. There's probably other things in there that I mentioned that I just totally forgot now, just off the cuff and running on memory fumes. But this is something that I've talked about plenty of times because this issue pops up. I haven't seen the leg growing trick in a while. And then tonight, I find this video, hundreds of shares, a lot of people are watching it. It's still going on. You know, it'll probably die down again, come back, just like all these other tricks. You know, nothing new under the sun. Always the same lie, just repackaged differently. Especially in the healing movement, there's a lot of stuff that happens out there in that movement. Just watched something from Kenneth Copeland just today, this morning. I'm not sure when the actual video came out, but it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. And people buy that. They buy into it. They want the emotion. They want the theatrics. How about we get out there and share the gospel? I hope that's what I can do to serve you guys on this channel. Check out, I have videos going back to 2017 when I started this channel. Now, my channel is about keeping it simple. Yeah, there's a lot of good content out there. Living Waters is the first place I would probably recommend. But I'm trying to reach to the everyman, the one who's like really shy, who wants a simple way to break the ice, to get out of their comfort zone. Because these are things that I have done, a lot of it, and it really has helped me. So that's why I try to share in this channel. I know I haven't been super active in the last couple years, but hopefully this year, well, things are looking up. So I'll make that video later, talking about or referencing my previous video before this one. So got good results. I'll just say that for now. All right, God bless. Bye.